kind of get comfortable in this country. We kind of get used to things that are going on. We kind of normalize things that we shouldn't be, and nothing is normal right now. Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Thanks for checking out this video. Any support for the channel is awesome. World War III, yeah. It's a lot closer than I think a lot of people think. We're right on the doorstep of it. We are like right there, right there. At this point, is it avoidable? Yeah, it's still avoidable. Do I think it's gonna be avoided? No, no. Not with Putin in power, not with Trump in power, not with China existing. That's all it takes for China to be a threat. Just look at all the stuff that's going on. I mean, the original one, the Middle East. Has that flared up at all? Yeah, it has. We were over in Afghanistan. You know, we tore up Iraq, but we were over in Afghanistan. We failed there. They became stronger. Did that change their opinion of the United States? No. Did it change their opinion on infidels? No. Do they still want to destroy the United States? Yes, absolutely. They are stronger than they've ever been before. They have gotten supplied by the U.S. military. They have gotten a stupid amount of money that they are still getting. Doge didn't cut. Trump didn't cut. They're still getting tens of millions of dollars funding ISIS and funding Al-Qaeda. Doesn't matter how you want to look at it, that's where the money goes. So now they hate us. They hate us probably even more since we went in there and killed a whole bunch of their people. Their agenda hasn't changed. Their religion hasn't changed. They are now well funded. They're now well armed, and they have had a lot of time to put plans together. Now, if you look at some of the stuff like Sarah Adams say, a lot of people are saying that there will be attacks. There are going to be attacks in the U.S. And the risk is higher than it has ever been before. So we can be attacked, and we probably will be attacked. Let's take a look at Russia, Zelensky, Putin, Ukraine, all that. Let's just call it like it is. It's a war against the United States and Russia, with Ukraine caught in the middle. Doing the dirty work and taking the heat for a couple dollars. Money talks. That's the way it works. What's going on with that? Is that slowing down at all? No. In fact, it is ramping up considerably over the last couple months. The attacks that are going on right now, I mean, it's crazy. The bombers that were attacked by Ukraine, by the United States, pretty significant. And Russia didn't really respond like I thought. They hit a couple like apartment buildings and stuff like that. Their big retaliation wasn't really a retaliation, and I've said this many times before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm hearing people saying it now. Russia is extremely reserved on what they're doing. They're extremely patient. They're extremely cool-headed. At least Putin. He could wipe Kyiv off the map overnight. He could wipe Ukraine off of the map probably overnight without using nukes. They're saving it for the United States. It's a war between the U.S. and Russia. Ukraine is still going in, taking out infrastructure, taking out their oil refineries and stuff like that. Everything is ramping up more and more severe as time goes on. Just had a flying cat. We all know Bonnie. That's not cooling down at all. In fact, we're getting more and more involved in it. Take a look at China. We tried to stronghold China. China laughed at us. Said that's quite funny. If that's what you got, bring it. We got this covered. We got you beat on this. So bring it. Now, if you want to wage an economic war against another country, China is not the person to do that with. They have everything in place to fight these type of things. This is kind of new to us since basically Trump got in. There was a little bit going on maybe with Biden. I wasn't paying attention to it, but it's really ramped up with Trump. The tariff wars, stuff like that. There was a little bit of a strong pose against China with Biden in office, but it's really ramped up with Trump. So this is kind of an ongoing thing. China isn't scared. China isn't scared at all. In fact, they're 100% ready to take on the United States right now. Most of the time when it comes to politics, I really don't believe it. Some reason when Xi Jinping talks for the PLA, China, CCP, whatever you want to call it, I have a tendency to listen. I believe what they say. I believe what they feel. They don't change course. They're not changing their mind every 3 days or every 3 weeks or month or year or 10 years or 100 years. They haven't changed their mind. They haven't changed their strategy. They haven't changed really anything in their plans to become the world leader in about 100 years, 80 to 100 years. The United States, we change our mind drastically. Just look at Elon Musk. How many days has it been? How many months has it been? 4 months maybe since Musk was helping out, and it's already over. 4 months for a major change in a rebranding of the United States and to fix all these problems. 3 months it failed. We're not good at this. We randomly and drastically change things in our country. It's kind of the way we were built. It's kind of the way Americans are. So waging an economic war on a solidified plan like China, not a good choice. If we hold what we have with China, it's probably going to escalate. If we ramp up with China, it's going to hurt. Now, playing with China, they can put a major economic hurting on the United States. Now, how does this all Now, how does this all relate to World War III? It's kind of like a last-ditch effort to fix everything, to make everything right, to bring everything back to the vision of the United States in the way that we want things, and it's failing. You can take a look at socially, what's going on socially. That is the buildup. The things that are going on in our society right now are the buildup to a major conflict. Look at the division, look at the hatred, look at the politics, Elon Musk in and out of the White House and the government, the instability, the volatility like I've been talking about, the anti-Semitism, BLM, the standing up against our government, the standing up against the rich, the war on tax brackets and stuff like that, on who deserves what, and should the rich get tax breaks or the poor people get tax breaks, and big fight. That's always kind of a thing, but it's a little more prevalent right now. Our society in the United States is pushing that limit of chaos. We have assassinations going on that are accepted and welcomed by certain people in this country. Assassinations. We have this building conflict of our ICE agents and the illegal immigrants that are in our country, and all this stuff that's going on with that. Any of these things could flare up into a civil war. Any of these things could flare up into major disturbance in our society, which is a weakening. And when the leader shows weakness, the predators pounce. And when the predators pounce, that's World War III. Now, I honestly don't think there's going to be a straight up attack on the U.S., but they're going to wait for us to screw something up. And a stronger word for screw would be appropriate here, but I try not to say it. I try to stay away from the F-bombs a bit, but if we screw something up, China most likely is going to step in there and exploit that opportunity. Russia could do it as well. The Middle East could do it as well. Any of these countries can and will exploit opportunities, and especially China, which China is the main concern that we have. Now, another one I want to bring up that I bring up quite often is when you walk into a bar fight and everybody's throwing punches, tossing people around, guys running around with stools and chairs and smacking them over the back of other people, and pool sticks getting broken over shins. Violence. If you're walking into that situation, those are not the people that you need to worry about. It's that person that's sitting on the end of the bar, quiet, staring at their little shot glass of whiskey. That's who you need to be worried about. And who is that? That is North Korea. When was the last time you heard something about North Korea? And it's kind of been simmering on the back burner. We haven't really forgotten about it, but with all this other extravagant, dramatic crap that's going on in the world, North Korea is just completely forgotten about. Nothing has changed with North Korea. They could be the Trojan horse, in a way, to fire all this off. Nobody's looking at them. The defense is reasonably low. We have nukes in South Korea. We have a military buildup in South Korea, but nothing ready to actually fight a war. North Korea is ready to fight a war. They're at 100%, sitting right on the border. All they got to do is move in, and it's going to put a huge hurting on South Korea until that can get reorganized. So we have all these threats. We got India. We're trying to figure out what's going on with India, even Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Qatar. Some of these different countries that President Trump was going around trying to build an alliance with some of these people with money. He was trying to buy people to go on Team West, and I don't know how good that's working, to be honest. You don't hear a lot about it. You don't hear much about it right now. I mean, that was the flavor of the day when he was doing his tour around the Middle East. So did we get anybody on our side? I don't know. But that leads me to the next point. Sides are being picked. Sides are pretty much picked. You got your East, you got your West, you got your communism, you got freedom, democracy. You got a closed market, you got democracy. The sides have been picked. There's only one more thing to happen before World War III, and that's just for that one move to happen. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen technically 10 years down the road. Any point, I am ready to do this, and that is why I've been taking a little bit of time off to make sure I can build the infrastructure for what I'm going to need when I am not going to be able to work, when I am not going to be able to get food, when I am not going to be able to go get supplies, when I am not going to be able to go online and order exotic chickens from halfway around the world if I want and have them delivered the next morning on my doorstep. These things are going to disappear. Our freedoms are going to disappear. By martial law, by a lot of different ways. Our money is going to disappear. Our food is going to disappear. Our happiness, unfortunately, is going to disappear. Times are about to get tough, folks. Most people don't realize what is coming. Most people don't realize the hurt that is coming. Just the economy alone, just going into a recession, people are going to freak out. Let alone if we lose the capabilities and the rights to a lot of things that we enjoy in our country right now. The easy life is going to be over with. So, as far as prepping goes, we still got time. Prepare, get infrastructure in place, start trying to grow some food no matter where you are. I think most people are capable of doing it. I have a little experiment going right now that might be interesting. I can show you. But that'll be more on a gardening, prepping type video that I do. But take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Don't worry too much about others. Right now is the time to prep. Right now is the time to prep and get a good base. Get a good base of preparedness in place, and then it'll be a lot easier to add on things on top of that. Like food and water. Get a water catchment. If you're able to collect rain, Arizona, Phoenix, it's illegal. But if you're able to do rain catchment, get those things in place. Get the stands for your ICB totes. Get your totes. Get them cleaned out. Get the plumbing correct. get it to where it's a functional system, even if you don't have water, even if the water is not sanitized and cleansed of bacteria and any funguses or anything like that, filtered, cleaned. Even if those things aren't in place, the hard part is getting the stand built, getting it levitated, getting the materials and the equipment that you need. Get it all there and functioning. Then filling it up with water, sanitizing it, doing all the things that you need to do are going to be pretty easy when the times are tough. When the times are tough and you can't get gas to go travel somewhere, finding those totes are going to be very difficult. Getting the wood to build frames and levitate or elevate is the word I'm looking for. Elevate those things up. That's going to be tough. Everything's going to be a lot tougher. So get the structure. For me, it was my garden. I had zero for my garden. So I wanted to get the land cleared. I wanted to get the land fenced. I wanted to get it protected from animals the best I can. Rabbits go right through it. It's another story. I wanted to get my planters. I wanted to get truckloads of dirt hauled in. None of this is going to be easy when shit hits the fan. I have that whole infrastructure of the garden built. Now, all I have to do is at the end of this season, cover everything up. Next season, take the covers off, mix in some amendments into my soil, and plant. That is it. That I can do in hard times. That I can do in an SHTF situation. So that's what I ask you guys, challenge you guys. How is your infrastructure? How is your base of prepping? Is it as solid as it can be? Because if not, it's time to work on that. Don't worry about the nitpicky stuff. Don't worry about that $20 unique can opener that you saw some survivalist on YouTube talk about that it is the best and it's a 5 must-haves before shit hits the fan. Don't worry about that stuff. Worry about core. I got a growth on my chest. Worry about your core base preps. Get them as solid as you possibly can before shit hits the fan, because then everything is going to be a whole lot easier and you're not going to have to worry about the major projects or anything like that. So that's why I challenge you guys. World War III is right here. I got some serious aggressive, ow, 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 hey, what the holy hell? Never get a cat too excited. They want to eat you. Yeah, she was just chewing on my armpit. I know, it was all in love. This is the loveliest cat that you're ever gonna see on YouTube. I guarantee it. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on now, so I'm gonna leave it with that. My cart is about to fill up anyway, so. So for me and Bonnie here in the Ozarks with a mass killer of his children running around being a survivalist. Yeah, that's crazy again. So I'll leave it with that. Get your preps in order. Make sure you got a good base prep system in place now. Keep an eye out for all the stuff that's going on. And I don't get this cat. Just aggressive. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.